Hello everyone! Today I'll tell you about the 7 wonders of Russia. And first on our list is the magnificent Lake Baikal. The deepest lake on the planet contains 20% of the world's fresh water. Baikal is so large that its surface area could accommodate Albania or North Macedonia. This freshwater lake is home to 2,500 species of plants and animals. Among them are such unique creatures as the golomayanka, a live-bearing fish without scales or a swim bladder. The water of Lake Baikal, which scientists believe is approximately 25 million years old, is so clear that on a sunny day you can see the bottom even a considerable distance from the shore. Frozen Baikal is beautiful in its own way. You can walk and skate on the thick ice. Incidentally, this is a fairly popular winter attraction for visitors during the cold season. Alkan is the largest, 73.5 kilometers long, and only inhabited island of Lake Baikal, a place associated with many Buryat myths and legends. People come here not only for the natural beauty, and not only from Russia, but also to experience shamanic customs and rituals. How to get there? The easiest and fastest way to get to Lake Baikal is from Irkutsk. The distance from the city's historic center to the shore is about 70 kilometers. There are several settlements near the lake. The Valley of Geysers. The nature of this amazing place is harsh. Everything boils, churns, and swirls beneath your feet. This is the volcanic canyon in the Kranotsky Nature Reserve in Kamchatka. It was discovered in the spring of 1941 by geologist Tatyana Ustinova, who was conducting research in the eastern part of the peninsula. In addition to springs gushing hot water from underground, you can find mud pots, warm lakes, waterfalls, and even brown bears, who feel they own the place. This is why travelers are only allowed here after the bears' mating season, when the animals exhibit increased aggression. How to get there? You can reach the protected valley by helicopter. Transfers are provided by Kranotsky Nature Reserve staff, or by snowmobile in winter. Elbrus. The highest peak in the Caucasus Mountains, 5,642 meters above sea level, lies on the border of the republics of Kabardino-Balkaria and Karachay-Cherkessia. The slopes of this dormant volcano are home to 23 glaciers, each of which has been studied by specialists. Their meltwater feeds the Kuban, one of the largest rivers in the North Caucasus. The first known climbers of Elbrus were members of an expedition organized by the Russian Academy of Sciences in 1829. Today, thousands of travelers ascend the country's main peak every year. Although one of the most popular routes along the southern slope of Elbrus is rated 1B, of which there are 6, and is not considered particularly difficult, climbing Russia's main mountain still requires significant physical preparation. Weathering pillars. 7 bizarre boulders stand on Mount Manpupuner in the Petersburg Nature Reserve in the Komi Republic. The lowest is 30 meters high, and the tallest is 42 meters. Manpupuner means small mountain of idols in the Mansi language. According to one legend, these pillars are petrified giants who attempted to abduct the beautiful Aim, the daughter of the local chieftain Kushai, who was friends with good spirits. It is also believed that they were erected by representatives of extraterrestrial civilizations. However, scientists have their own explanation. Approximately 200 million years ago, a high mountain range stood here. Atmospheric moisture and sharp temperature fluctuations in the region gradually eroded the massif. Only a few hard sericite quartz schists, rock remnants, remain to this day. Mamayev Kurgan and the Motherland Calls statue. Construction of the memorial complex, dedicated to the heroes of one of the largest battles of the Great Patriotic War, took a total of 8 years. The bloodiest battles of the Battle of Stalingrad took place on the hill on the right bank of the Volga from September 1942 to January 1943. More than 35,000 defenders of the city are buried here. The Motherland Calls sculpture is the main monument of the memorial complex. The woman with a raised sword, one of the tallest statues in the world, 85 meters, including the length of the blade, was designed by sculptor E. V. Vucetic. It is believed that he modeled the figure of Motherland on Nina Dumbods, a Soviet track and field athlete, and the face on his wife, Vera. St. Basil's Cathedral. One of the symbols of Moscow, along with the Kremlin and Red Square. The cathedral was built to commemorate the annexation of the Kazan Khanate to the Russian state and was constructed from 1555 to 1561. The building, seemingly a single structure, is actually composed of 11 churches, the altars of which were consecrated in honor of the holidays that coincided with the days of the main battles for Kazan. The exact author of the design is unknown. It is possible that the cathedral was built by two architects, Postnik Yakovlev and Ivan Barma. Or perhaps Postnik and Barma were the same person. According to another theory, the architect may have been a foreigner. There are many legends about the cathedral. The most popular is that Ivan the Terrible, upon seeing the building, immediately ordered the architect blinded, so that he would never again be able to build such a beautiful structure. Napoleon wanted to move the cathedral to Paris, but, finding this technically impossible, ordered the temple to be blown up. The emperor's plan was thwarted by rain, which extinguished the already lit fuses of the French cannons. How to get there? One of the 7 wonders of Russia is located in the very center of Moscow, on Red Square. The cathedral is a museum and part of the State Historical Museum, so admission is by ticket. Peterhof. One of the most famous palace and park complexes in the country, this former summer residence of the Russian emperors on the shores of the Gulf of Finland opened in 1723. The architectural composition was developed based on the drawings and sketches of Peter the Great. According to the Tsar's vision, Peterhof was intended to become both a Russian Versailles and a symbol of the successful completion of Russia's struggle for access to the Baltic Sea. The grounds of Peterhof are home to 150 functioning fountains. Their season typically lasts from late April to mid-October. Thanks to the complex's unique hydraulic system, they have operated without a single pump for 300 years. Water flows from natural springs and is collected in reservoirs in the upper garden, then flows through pipes into the lower park, using the principle of interconnected vessels. One of the most famous fountains is the Samson sculpture. A 20-meter-high jet of water erupts from the jaws of a defeated lion. Russia is a vast country, home to many wonders and breathtakingly beautiful places. The 7 wonders of Russia listed above are worth a visit, no matter how remote their location. If you've been to Russia, let me know in the comments how you liked it.